Let's raise some of the big questions tonight. RPN Singh exit, an embarrassment to the Gandhis. Why have so many leaders close to the Gandhi family left in recent times? Is the BJP consciously targeting the Congress's Gen Next? Is BJP getting Congressified? The Congress Gen Next debate is our top focus today. Maushmi Singh, our reporter, is live from Delhi, who tracks the Congress for us. Supriya Shrinet, the Congress's spokesperson, and Shehzad Poonawala, the BJP spokespersons, are with us. But before I come to the two of you, I want to come to you, Maushmi, because you track the Congress. A lot of buzz, not just RPN Singh, but other Gen Next leaders could also be under the BJP's radar. What are you hearing? Why did RPN Singh leave at this moment? What is it that pulled him out of the Congress when he was so close to the Gandhi family and General Secretary for Jharkhand?
You know, Rajdeep, the most interesting bit in this entire saga is that the inevitability of it all. I remember writing a piece way back 6 months back that who would be next after Jitin Prasad. It wasn't RPN, it was Lalitesh, but then RPN finally decided to leave. And this was after numerous speculations. Every day we would call him and he would just rubbish the rumors that he was actually joining the BJP bandwagon. So that really underlines the fact that somewhere RPN was unhappy with the state of affairs in the party. Interesting that I received a message from Lucknow, from one of the office bearers of the Congress in Lucknow, saying that, quoting it as sources, that why RPN actually left. He was unhappy with the rise of Ajay Lallu, and he was more of a blue-eyed boy of the media. His USP was the Delhi media, and so forth and so on. So the knives are out for RPN Singh in the Congress. But that set aside, it had been 32 years. RPN Singh was one of the biggest faces of the Congress party, and somewhere he felt let down when he did not get perhaps the due importance he thought he should get in the run-up to the UP polls.
Right.
And the final nail, I think, in the coffin was when RPN had a fallout with Rahul Gandhi in one of the working committee meetings, Rajdeep, where he said that he was really not interested in singling out as far as personal attacks on the Prime Minister are concerned. Well, Rahul Gandhi said that his leaders were afraid of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Sonia Gandhi had to intervene at that point of time.
Right.
So really, RPN there, somewhere he thought that he'd lost his political relevance staying in the Congress party. He could not prove his mettle further on. If the Gandhis continued in this fashion, there was a sense that they were running it as a family enterprise. That's the complaint that the rebels really have. But all said and done, the Congress really feels that RPN got a lot very early in life. He was the first-time MP. He became a Union Minister of State. He was the blue-eyed boy for Sonia Gandhi. He had a direct contact with 10 Janpaths. And somewhere Ajay Lallu was his hand-picked man.
Okay, let me stop you for a moment. Let's go to the politicians. You're giving us the background of what has happened. Supriya Shrinet, you want to go in first since this is your party. Congress is Gen Next, someone close to the Gandhis, someone who only yesterday you announced was a star campaigner of yours in Uttar Pradesh, leaves the very next day, Supriya Shrinet. What's the message that's going out? It almost seems to me, Supriya Shrinet, as if the Congress party is living in Alice in Wonderland, that you appoint someone as your star campaigner one day and next day he leaves your party. What does that say about the political management of the Congress party at the moment, Supriya Shrinet?
Quite frankly, I agree with you. Maybe we should not have appointed him as the star campaigner. But we thought maybe good sense will prevail and he's not going to take the plunge that he did. But I'm going to step back and take it from the question that you posed before me and the report that has quoted numerous things. I'm not even going to get into details how 12 sitting MLAs of the BJP have quit, or of how 3 BJP ministers have quit in Uttar Pradesh, 2 ministers have quit in Uttarakhand and joined us. Sitting MLAs like Mr. Lobo and Almeida have joined the Congress party in Goa. I'm not getting into all of that. What I will, however, say with my hand on my heart is that the battle that the Congress party is fighting right now is one of ideology, but I think it is also one of perseverance. It's a very tough battle to be in a spot where we are against a government which is not going to stop short of using anything or stoop as low as they can. And I really think this isn't for people who are even, for a second thinking ideologically otherwise. This is not for those who may not be as dedicated and committed to what the Congress presently stands for. And with all due respect, I have a personal relationship with him. We go back a long way. He belongs to a district right next to the district that my father worked in and I work in now. With all due respect to him, I think politics today has become about positions. You get a Rajya Sabha, you get an MLC, you look at how all these people have been absorbed. There are other questions about why is the BJP taking them, what is the BJP getting out of it, 15% MPs dying, forget about all of that. But I think the somersault that one is capable of doing, ideologically speaking, when they jump from a party like the Congress to the BJP, is quite baffling for me. And maybe I'm new, maybe
so are you saying, just a minute, ma'am. You didn't answer my say. Are you saying that someone like RPN Singh has left because he's not ideologically committed to the Congress and wanted power which the BJP was offering him? Or is he, as he seemed to suggest in an interview to us, disillusioned with the way the Congress is functioning? I mean, it's, there are pull and push factors.
So till about... Sure thing. So till about 10 days back, the same RPN Singh, with all due respect to RPN here, was talking about the jumlebazi of the Prime Minister, was questioning where are the 2 crore jobs every year, was questioning the grave economic mismanagement, was talking about how the BJP is dividing this society, how they are communalizing and polarizing these elections just about a few days back. So I fail to understand that how is somebody who actually sees the BJP for what it is, go and join hands with them. I don't know where your ideological or moral compass on that is. And I said maybe I'm too naive, I don't understand that. But which is why I say this is a battle of sheer commitment. This is a battle if Priyanka Gandhi is going to Lakhimpur where people have been massacred and that man continues to be India's state home minister, she is going to be arrested for 5 days. And if you're not willing to be a part of that battle, I guess you're better off otherwise.
Shehzad Poonawalla, you want to respond because there is a sense that the BJP also, which for the longest time claimed that they are against this Dinesh Dosco culture of the Congress, the so-called Lutyens culture. You seem to be taking one Lutyens Congress politician after the other. Jyotiraditya Scindia, Jitin Prasad, now RPN Singh. What is it? Is it the BJP also desperate to get back the narrative of Eastern UP, having lost, as Supriya Shine points out, several MLAs in the last couple of weeks in Uttar Pradesh?
So Rajdeep, you gave Supriya an opportunity to speak uninterrupted for 3.5 minutes and I didn't interrupt. I hope the same courtesy will be extended to me, and I want to begin my submission by saying that because you like your Ghalib, ताउम्र सुप्रिया यही गलती करती रही, धूल चेहरे पर थी, सुप्रिया आईना साफ करती रही. Look, I was also once upon a time in the Congress party, और कांग्रेस पार्टी महात्मा गांधी के जमाने में पार्टी परिवार हुआ करती थी. आज परिवार मात्र सिकुड़ कर पार्टी बन चुका है. Today this is a party that values sycophancy above merit. It puts परिवार above performance. It does not allow leaders space. It humiliates young leaders. Bhubneshwar Kalita ho, whether it is Himanta Biswa Sarma, and we all know how the treatment was given to Himanta Biswa Sarma, Pema Khandu, and there's a long range of leaders. All of these leaders who are leaving are such kayers and are non-performance according to Supriya Shine. Madam, if they were such kayers and such non-performance, why were you making them in charge of Jharkhand? And he won your government in Jharkhand. Why did you make him the star pracharak just yesterday? Either you are so lost and clueless and therefore your leadership is completely not fit to be there, or else you know that he was bringing some value to you. Having said that, Supriya ji spoke about somersault in ideology. Rajdeep ji, सिद्धू जी ने कहा था मनमोहन सिंह जी के बारे में, ना सरदार है ना असरदार है, कांग्रेस तो मुन्नी से ज्यादा बदनाम है. अरे उनको तो छोड़िए, सुप्रिया जी टीवी पर रहा करती थी, एंकरिंग करती थी, एनडीटीवी में जब एंकर थी, शी वाज द वन हु बैटेड फॉर द फार्म लॉज. मेरे पास वीडियो है, मैं दिखाना नहीं चाहता. ये आकर सोमरसॉल्ट इन आइडियोलॉजी की बात कर रही है, और जब आप ले ले तो चमत्कार, दूसरे कर ले तो वो गुनेगार. नाउ कमिंग टू द क्वेश्चन दैट व्हाई वी आर टेकिंग दीज लीडर्स. राजदीप जी, वी हैव नॉट कमिटेड दैट मिस्टर आरपीएन सिंह सन और मिस्टर ज्योतिरादित्य जी सन और Mr. Jitin Prasad's son will get a position in the party because of the virtue of them being in a particular family. We are not a Kabila style party where Rahul Gandhi's family members will continue to lead the Congress party for decades, or Akhilesh's family members will get to lead that party or become chief minister, or Kumaraswamy's leadership family will get to lead their party or be chief minister. The difference is this: we have Neta, Niti and Netritva, and we give these leaders a pat. What is pat? A platform to deliver for the country. A for aspiration, to show their aspiration for themselves and to grow for the country, and T for team, a team which has neta, नीति, नेतृत्व. इनकी नीति क्या है? एक जगह कन्हैया कुमार को ले लेते हैं, दूसरी जगह लेप लगा लगा कर मंदिर घूम रहे हैं. इनकी टीम क्या है? प्रियंका वाड्रा. आई एम सॉरी टू से, शिवप्रिया को मैं बहुत रिस्पेक्ट करता हूं. शी इज अ हार्ड वर्किंग पर्सन. व्हाट इज द रीजन शी कांट बी जनरल सेक्रेटरी? प्रियंका वाड्रा, जनरल सेक्रेटरी ऑन फर्स्ट डे ऑफ हर एंट्री इनटू द पार्टी, शी मेड देम लूज अमेठी सीट, 2 सीट्स में से 1 सीट गॉन. व्हाई शी continuing to be general secretary? Rahul Gandhi lost 30 elections in a row, Guinness Book of World Record. When Shehzad Poonawala wanted to contest against them, ये पूरे देश में डेमोक्रेसी का ढिंडोरा पीटने वाले इंटरनल डेमोक्रेसी फ्री जोन बनाकर रखा है इन्होंने. They told me to get out.
Okay,
they said no, nothing doing, you cannot contest.
Shehzad, you've had your time. You've had your time.
Internal democracy and about democracy in country.
You've made some very strong points. I like the fact that you've come up with acronyms. You'll go very far, given that the Prime Minister also likes his acronyms, but that's as an aside. I think you make a valid point about the manner in which perhaps the Congress party needs to introspect. Supriya Srinath, whenever a Congress leader leaves, the approach seems to be if they want to go, they can go. Should the approach be why are they leaving? Is there no attempt being made to suggest that maybe there are some weaknesses in your party structure, in your leadership, that make a number of young middle-aged congressmen feel that there is no hope? I mean, surely there must be some introspection. Any company which would lose so many of its so-called star employees will ask itself questions. Why are they leaving? Rather than blaming them, how about blaming yourself occasionally?
Fair point. I will answer that question, but I will join the chorus and I will say here, this, the spokesperson right now, Shehzad, will go a long way. He just does not deliver jumlas. He also does actually polarizing stuff. Good luck. You'll really go ahead in the BJP. That's what you're rewarded for. Very good. Keep it up. लंबा जाएंगे. अनुराग ठाकुर जैसे एक दिन आप भी.
Madam, your wish.
No, Shehzad, let's not do this. This is not noise. I will give both of you equal time. Go ahead.
I did not.
And Supriya, let's avoid personal comments.
I did not. I wouldn't speak while you're spewing venom. The kind of personal comments that were made while the BJP spokesperson spoke, I think are shameful. Anyways, forget that. I have only one question to ask of you, and I get your question. Your question is, when somebody leaves a corporate, doesn't the corporate intervene? Why is this level of attrition? I get that point. But look at what the corporate is going through right now, and look at the corporate battle that we are fighting. And in that battle, when you need all hands on board, if for a Rajya Sabha seat, if for an MLC, if for a ticket here or a position there, you are going to make the switch, then serious questions will be asked about your commitment. Because remember, Rajdeep, these are moves that are being made to an ideologically completely different, completely opposing ideology. I am not going to get personal here, but no matter what the perks or the pay or the position that you get, are you going to join some rival English channel networks that I'm presuming you condemn, or I condemn, or I'm sure a lot of people in this country do? Perhaps not, because that's what ideology is all about. Having said that, दिक्कत की बात यह है राजदीप जी, जब कांग्रेस का कोई भाजपा में जाता है तो वो गंगा नहा आता है, वो हीरे का टुकड़ा बन जाता है. When somebody leaves the BJP, he becomes absolute garbage, absolutely disowned. So Harak Singh Rawat, Yashpal Arya, Sanjeev Arya, Almeida, Lobo, Dani, Mr. Dara Singh Chauhan, Keshav, Shiv Prasad Maurya, look at the 12 MLAs. They're all absolutely useless. They were never useful. Not a word on them. And internal party democracy, the BJP is going to talk about it. Your president, Mr. Nadda, bows before Amit Shah as if his life hangs on every word that he says. Please do not talk about internal party democracy. We've seen how women in your party, or for that matter, elected legislators, keep quiet when women are raped, when gross crimes happen, because there is no internal party democracy. A minister in your UP government has said that she actually faces domestic abuse. Not one of you has come forward in support of her against the man she's accusing. So please don't tell me about ideology and don't tell me about inner party democracy. You stand for none of it.
You know, I will let you respond. If you can respond to my straight question, Shehzad Poonawalla, it seems at the moment that the BJP has an open door policy. You know, for a party which also claimed to be ideological, you're now taking people who only till the other day, and I'm about to play a soundbite, who only till the other day were critical of the Prime Minister, of the BJP's Hindutva ideology. In a week's time, suddenly they are acceptable because they helped change the narrative maybe. Listen into what they say and then I want you to respond, Shehzad. Listen into what, just a minute ma'am, listen into what RPN Singh
The Prime Minister must actually be spelling out what is his action the government is going to take as far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. We see daily ceasefire violations from Pakistan. We see soldiers getting martyred nearly every day. We are seeing civilians being killed every day. Police officers being gunned down. Where is that will to take out Pakistan and stop terrorism?
4 years have gone by. Prime Minister made huge promises to the country. He spoke about bringing back black money, 15 lakhs, 2 crore jobs, Kisan, 56 and change. Every promise he made before becoming Prime Minister, he has gone back on. He has not been able to deliver on it. So I can understand the kind of trouble and the kind of sankat he's feeling because the elections are there. And that sankat is going to be, he has to be removed from the position he has been.
प्रधानमंत्री कह रहे हैं कि कांग्रेस पार्टी हमारे वायुसेना हमारी सेना पर वीरता की बात करे। अगर किसी ने शर्मसार किया है हमारे वायुसेना को, वो प्रधानमंत्री जी स्वयं हैं, जिन्होंने कहा कि अगर हमारे पास राफेल होता तो हमारी वायुसेना बढ़िया काम करती।
You know, here is someone who's been a critic constantly of your government, of the Prime Minister, and you've embraced him. Shehzad Poonawalla, what does this say about the BJP, which otherwise says we are only taking those committed to our ideology? Somewhere you appear to be diluting your ideology. Ganga ki tarah jo bhi aa jaye aaj BJP mein, he gets purified. Ma'am, let him answer.
Thank you, Rahul. Rajdeep, now I hope you'll give me 3.5 minutes.
No, I won't give you 3.5 minutes. This is not about timing. You answer my question, please.
No, why should it not be equal on your side?
I am asking you a question. Let's not waste time. Please answer the question.
I hope you'll give me the same.
Yeah.
I'll take 3.5 minutes to answer all the questions.
No, 2 minutes. Move on.
So first of all, Rajdeep, I wish you would have made such a compilation of the statements of the number of leaders that Supriya was talking about whom have joined the Congress party from the BJP. She has happily ignored the fact that how did Shiv Sena, whom they accused of Shri Krishna in the Shri Krishna Commission of Mumbai riots, how did they become secular? In fact, Shiv Sena got up in the assembly and said, "Humne Babri Masjid ko giraya hai," and they are in alliance with them, and they come and talk to us about ideological commitment. What is the ideological commitment of the Congress party? First of all, they are the last people to lecture us upon this. As far as internal democracy, Rajdeep, you have been tracking politics for a very long time. You've written 2 wonderful books also. Rajdeep, in the last 20-25 years, how many presidents we've had? More than 8 presidents. Nadda ji is not somebody's child. Amit Shah ji was not somebody's child. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Advani ji, all of these people, all of them were not children of any leader, and nor were their children reserved to be the president of the party or the prime minister of the party. Who is the president of the Congress party? Sonia ji. Sonia ji ke baad Rahul ji. Rahul ji ke baad Sonia ji. Sonia ji ke baad फिर से कौन बनेगा? राहुल जी या रॉबर्ट वाड्रा जी के बच्चे बनेंगे. यही हाल दूसरी पार्टियों में भी है. Now, as far as the question of ideology is concerned, I've answered it. Now, tell me what is the rape issue? She brought up rape issue.
No, you have not answered the ideology. No, sorry. No, 1 minute. I asked you. No, you have not answered. No, 1 minute, sir. You've not. No, 1 minute, Mr. Poonawalla. You have not answered my question.
वहाँ पे तो सबूत मिटा दिया आपने.
No, I asked you a simple question. Has the party decided that those who attack it only till the other day are suddenly to be welcomed, irrespective of what their ideology is? Is the BJP also now believing it's a Shivji ki barat, jisko aana hai aa jaye?
Let me answer that. Rajdeep, in politics, people attack and take positions on issues, on ideological issues and also on policy issues. That does not mean that they become untouchable for any party. Even when our leaders have gone, we have never used terminology like coward for any leader. We have said, ठीक है, आने वालों को राम राम, जाने वालों को दुआ सलाम, अगर कांग्रेस के साथ जाना चाहते होगा उनका बुरा अंजाम. We have always said this. But I am saying there should always be space,
Supriya,
a middle space, a centrist space, where even if somebody opposes our policy at one point of time and realizes the policy is right and comes together in national interest to deliver a bipartisan, in that spirit of bipartisanship, what is the harm? But I'm asking you, if this is the parameter that Congress is drawing, then on what parameter have they taken Navjot Singh Sidhu? What parameter did they take people like Udit Raj? What parameter did they apply for Nana Patole and for Shiv Sena? Rajdeep, you know the politics of Maharashtra. Shri Krishna report, Mumbai riots were accused by
you made that point earlier, Shehzad. Let me put one. Okay.
Committed to what?
Okay, final question therefore to you, Supriya Shrinate, since today's debate is about the Congress party. Do you concede that the time has come for the Congress party to introspect, look inwards? I asked you this, you didn't answer it clearly, that you can't just blame those who are leaving, you've also got to look at those at the very top. And when I look at that, I refer to Rahul Gandhi, because ultimately these are all people who were promoted, propped up by Mr. Gandhi. So somewhere the boss has to worry if those who he has promoted are leaving him.
I think exactly the point that I wanted to make in my last comment, that those who are leaving also have to introspect that, are you not even willing to do the politics of opposition for 10 years? Is being in positions of power so important? Are you willing to leave this battle midway? And will you be comfortable sitting next to those who you've opposed? क्या आप गोडसे के उपासकों के साथ और गांधी के हत्यारों के साथ बैठने में सहज महसूस करेंगे? और अगर उसका आंसर हाँ है, तो शायद हमारा रास्ता यहीं तक था. शायद हमारी राहें जुदा होनी
राजदीप, गांधी का हत्यारा कौन है? Who is this Gandhi ka htyara? Rajdeep, I'm sorry, you're giving her the last word, but she can't be allowed to slander people, and Godse's supporters are in Congress party. Babulal Chaurasia is in Congress party.
No.
Rajdeep,
Time out on both sides.
Extra time on your show.
No, time out. No, Supriya Shrinate and Shehzad Poonawalla, time up. Clearly, the politics of defections means ideology doesn't seem to matter. That's the clear impression I get. Whether someone is leaving today the Congress for the BJP, as many do, or those who are even coming back, as in the case of Harak Singh Rawat, from the BJP to the Congress, does their ideology really matter, or is it simply about power above all else? These are some of the questions that our political parties need to look at, but particularly the leaders of these political parties like the Congress. Why is it that so many people are at some stage looking at life beyond the Congress?